Libya's embattled PM says replacing him could trigger war. Libya's embattled prime minister is warning that the appointment of a new interim government could set off war and chaos in a Mediterranean country mired for a decade in turmoil. Cairo. Libya's embattled prime minister is warning that the appointment of a new interim government could set off war and chaos in a Mediterranean country mired for a decade in turmoil. Addressing Libyans late Monday, Prime Minister Abdul Hamdi Dibeiba reiterated his insistence that he will hand over power only to an elected government. He mapped out a likely unrealistic plan to hold elections in June. Dibeiba called any plan to install an interim government reckless and a farce that could lead to more wars. He was referring to ongoing efforts by the House of Representatives to confirm a new government chaired by Prime Minister-designate Fathi Bashagha. "I will not accept by whatever form to hand over power to chaos," he said. "An election," he said, "is the sole solution." The East-based parliament earlier this month named Bashagha, a powerful former interior minister from the western city of Misrata, to form a new interim government. He has to submit his cabinet to the parliament this week. Bashagha's appointment was part of a roadmap set elections within the next 14 months. In his 8-page speech, Dibeiba mentioned war or wars 8 times. He described the parliament's move as a failed maneuver that will trigger war, and he said he engaged with negotiations with his rivals to avert the current stalemate, but his efforts failed. He accused one rival, Commander Khalifa Hifter, of inflaming political chaos in the country. There was no immediate comment from Hifter, who led a failed offensive to capture the capital, Tripoli, in 2019 from rival militias. Dibeiba, who like Bashagha hails from Misrata, proposed a 4-point roadmap to a simultaneous parliamentary vote and a referendum on constitutional amendments. Latin June, to be followed by a presidential election after the new parliament crafts a permanent constitution. He did not offer timeframe for the presidential. The presidential vote was originally planned for December 24, but it was postponed over disputes between rival factions on laws governing the elections and controversial presidential hopefuls. Lawmakers have argued that the mandate of Dibeiba's government ended on December 24. In an attempt to court Libyans tired of war and chaos, Dibeiba appealed for what he called a true national movement to push for elections. Libya couldn't manage to hold elections since its disputed legislative vote in 2014, which caused the country to split for years between rival administrations, each backed by armed militias and foreign governments. The oil-rich North African nation has been wrecked by conflict since the NATO-backed uprising toppled then-killed longtime dictator Muammar Gaddafi in best of free games to play now. Hero Wars. What cryptocurrencies are gaining ground? eToro. Learn more. If you spend time on your computer, this vintage game is a must-have. No install. Forge of Empires, free online game. Russia-Ukraine updates. Ukraine envoy says UN infected with virus spread by Kremlin. Russia flexes military for Ukraine move west to respond. Pakistani PM to visit with Russia's Putin as war fears loom. The 5 books to read to transform your life in 2022. Blinkist Magazine. Kai Arth Nge Sbc Mi Tung Fan Kan Klang. Karsam Thailand. San Phime Time. Ka Kila Phime Time Dethi Live 11. Live 11. News. Click T Ni. By Taboola. Promoted links.